Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian, and this is the Barre Class. And again, more specifically, it's that time to press with kettlebells we have behind us, right there, and our pliés. So it's something on your feet and maybe a light implement towards a heavy implement with your hands. Let's start with Lauren's feet warm up, and then we'll get to the floor to work on our splits. A little bit something new today.
We'll get those hips fired up soon enough, but let's start with those feet. First with the feet in parallel. Let's gently pull a leg back, sending the knee forward and staying tall on that standing leg. Now, on that standing leg, let's press up and find a balance, and then gently switch feet to that demi-point position. Let's do that a couple times, just marching through the feet, controlling the up and the down, a lightish grip on the bell to come. But also test your balance as you go. Next, landing that next one, we'll use our toes to point. We'll gently flex and round over the toe, go back to the demi point, and then push up and switch feet. Use the toes to point. Gently flex and round over. Come back to that ball of the foot. Let's go up on 2 points and just try to find a balance here. Now let go of that bar. See if you can move your head around as you stand on those 2 feet. And if you want to make it even harder, try to close your eyes. For 3, 2, that's so tricky. And then slow down, land on those straight legs onto those heels. Next, with those external rotators, which will get a lot of work in today's class, let's pivot on those heels to rotate open from our high butt cheeks. Then bring the legs back to center. Do that 2 more times. From the high cheeks, rotate open, back to center, and one last time, rotate open. We'll do the same warm up here to that light demi point, knee to the side. Press up to 2, and then slowly come down to the heel of 1. Alternate sides here. Again, as you land, keep trying to keep those inseams facing forward, or keep that turnout as we go here. One more now. And then this time we'll do the same thing. Use your toes to point. Gently flex around over the toes. Then go back to the point, the demi point, press up to switch, and other side. Light point to the toes. Are you standing tall on that standing leg as you roll over the other leg? Test your balance. Press up to 2, and again, hold this here. Keep trying to rotate those hips open. Rotate the legs, inseams forward. Keep the knees straight. Squeeze the butt cheeks. Brace the core. And then with straight knees, slowly descend. Let's unrotate those legs back to center. And for one more added bonus, I want you to internally rotate on those legs, which means kick out those heels to the side. Try to rotate in the femurs. Then bring them back in. Let's do that one more time. Kick out those heels, rotating the femurs in, and then back to center. Give that a little shake. We'll do a forward fold to get us to the floor where we'll explore our splits. In our forward fold here, imagine there's that wall behind you. We'll tuck our chins, pull our blades together. Yes, I said chins. And slowly curl forward.
You have 2 chins.
Right. Pulling that belly button in, we're going up and over. Try to keep your blades together as you round your spine. We really want the spine to round, not just those shoulder blades coming forward. Could you put your weight a little bit more in the forefoot? That will prevent or limit how much your hips go back behind you. Then add a little dangle in here, maybe a light knee bend and a straight knee and a bend and a straight, and then slowly make your way down to the floor. And we'll find ourselves in our gentle middle splits here.
Excellent. So sitting nice and tall, let's perhaps get those karate-style dorsiflex feet or those ballet points. Later today, we'll try pressing from this position, and in that moment, I will be in my karate foot. Take stock, practice both. They're probably both going to help you. But from this position, first, foremostly, how does it feel? We have straight legs. We have our slight cow tip in the hip. Our upper body is nice and tall. If we're sitting a little bit slack there, Lauren, not that she was, but maybe now that's a little bit of our slacked position. We want to make sure that we can keep that spine tall and breathe. Some of Lauren's favorite things to do here include a little bit of a slide to side with those ribs. So keeping the feet anchored, slide side to side. Imagine pulling that rib cage across the body, breathing into that nice and slow. Then return to the middle, and this time perhaps with the hands in tight, or just bring some awareness to laterally flexing, meaning tipping the rib cage, but stay over the hips. Return to center. Same thing, other side. Enjoy a nice little side bend there. And breathe into that, making sure we can move freely, but fairly strictly all at the same time. Get back nice and tall. One last time in this splits position, with the hands anchored on the floor, karate style one leg and very, very stiff. Karate style the other leg. And then, ooh, wonderful idea, Lauren, using that balance aid out front to kind of offset or cantilever yourself around. But now, bend one knee. The heel might move just a little bit, but drive the heel into the floor, feel some cramp on the hamstring in your buttock, and then extend, and maybe you can wiggle it back a little extra. Then pay attention to the other side. So pull that heel in the floor. It's not the goal to let it move too much here, so create nice tension between you and the floor, and then relax and a little wiggle. Let's do that one last time each. Drive the heel. I can see Lauren's knee is bending, creating that tension through the adductors and those glutes, and straight. And the final repetition here, create that tension. Ground ourselves to the floor. We'll explore that later with our presses and those pliés. From here, Lauren, anything else we should do?
We'll flip to a plank and then come to standing.
Sounds
and
good.
Get our kettlebell in our quick grip just to say hello. To a plank position, either from your push-up or however I got here. Extend your legs back into your high plank. Your toes are tucked, your hips are in line with your shoulders. Your shoulders are pulled down out of your ears and hands are firmly gripped on the floor. Squeezing your butt cheeks, pulling your kneecaps up by tensing the quads and bracing the core. Breathe underneath that shield. Pull the floor together for 5, 4, 3. At the tailbone first, slowly anterior tip your hips or get the tailbone towards the ceiling. Then the hips will lift. Let's do the hard version where we walk our feet to our hands, keeping our hands flat on the floor. And then we'll push the floor away and slowly stack up out of the forward fold. Chins tucked again, blades retracted, belly button in, up to tall.
Great.
Whew.
I keep my hand across my chest for 2 reasons. One, so the shoulder blades stay in tight. But the second is so that my microphone doesn't interfere with my body. So check in, maybe Lauren did the same thing. I'm not sure. But again, always a purpose behind it, keeping my shoulder blades tight.
Okay, let's hold our kettlebell in that rack position, feel our core brace, and think about how we're going to press this. We'll be pressing from various positions today. The first one will be standing. Standing over top of your bell, we'll use our hip hinge. We'll grip with one hand, we'll cuddle, packing the shoulder, zip, and hold in that rack position. If you feel comfortable, you can remove that second hand. Let's just think about this right now, starting at the feet. The feet are rooted. The kneecaps are pulled up, the butt squeezed. Sound familiar? That's your plank. Your core is braced. Now we have a vertical forearm with a nice straight wrist. Think about pressing this kettlebell for 3, 2, 2 hands, place down, stand up without, give that a little shake, repeat on the other side. Hinge, one hand grips, second hand cuddles, pulls up the body, zip. We're in what we call our rack position, also where we press out of. Feet, kneecaps, cheeks, core, vertical forearm, wrist. Think about pressing for 3, 2, 2 hands, park bell, shake it off. We'll come back to our first set of presses in
a couple seconds. Let's go through those hand positions with a set of our pliés, and maybe you'll find that the arms are heavy and hard enough just holding them out there. But if you want that additional challenge, we'll press. So back to the bar there.
Oh, I thought you said
first set of pliés. First set of pliés.
They'll start with P's.
So we'll prepare the arm as the draw out to the side, bring it low, that first position, and second.
Or hand on hip.
Or the hand on the hip. But that's our second position. I know this is first, but go arms that third or fifth position. Let's do our plié here, and just a full stretch. And this time we'll plié with our tendu out front, followed by a full stretch, close to first, tendu to front, and close arm side second. Repeat, arm stays still in that second position as we plie. Then we'll plie and tendu out, full stretch, and it's that close, tendu, close, arm front. Just a single plie as if between 2 panes of glass. Then repeat, but this time extend out the back, full stretch, close, tendu point back, close arm side. And one more time, plie, stretch. Plie, tendu, stretch, close, point tendu, close. And we'll just close that arm to that first position in front, balance in that coup de pied position on our single leg down low. Those hips are level, the knee is straight, the other leg is facing to the side, with or without the assistance of the bar. Open the arm to second, return through that plie, and enjoy a nice little tall stretch and shake. We'll be switching sides, mining the minefield we have in the middle, so watch your environment as well, and we'll do it again. So that arm exactly, Lauren, can go straight overhead, and it's a plie, a stretch, followed by a plie, a tendu, full stretch, close, point tendu, close arm side, plie, and stretch, point, oops, that's right, Lauren, it's the plie, the tendu, the stretch, close, tendu, close. Arm front, single plie, stretch, plie squat, point back, stretch, first, back, first arm side, straight plie this time, stretch, plie, tendu, stretch, close, tendu, close. Come through that coup de pied or that ankle position, single stiff leg, maintain that turnout, arms in that first position here, breathing, arm side, plie, and full stretch again. Shake it out. Now it's your turn to teach them, Lauren. What are we going to share today?
All right. With those presses today, we're going to start in our standing press as we've been doing the past couple weeks. We'll cheek lean the bell to the rack position. I'm going to stick with the number 3 today. We're going to press that bell 3-ish times.
Amazing.
Here we go. Hip hinge, grip bell, rack. We squeeze our butts. We use that little bit of the hup on the up, and we think about pulling that bell back down. We also have that off arm tension as we go, and then control back to rack and use your hinge to park. Good. Shake it out. Same thing other side. We've been turning out those legs with our hips or external rotators. When we're pressing, also think about that slight turnout, but only because your butt cheeks squeeze. Let's think about that this time. Hip hinge, grip, rack, squeeze your cheeks. Feel them root into the floor. They kind of screw into your ankles. Your feet, you just have that extra tension to press out of that strong base. Park the bell, and then it's back to the bar for those hips.
Back to the bar for those hips. That's me. So we'll start with those feet again in that first position. Let's take that arm out to the side and then return it straight up to the top. We'll be going jetés. We'll go slow first, and then a second round we'll pick up the speed. Jeté front, close. To the side with the arm and close. To the front, close arm second, and then repeat side, arm tall. Now repeat 2 a little quicker. We'll go front and front, side and side, back for 2, side for 2. One more time, arm front, 3 and 2 and 1, 3 and 2 and 1, arm front, leg back for 1 more, and then side, 2, 1. Pull in, arm to that first position. That's out in front here, about in line with those rib cage, fingers in line with the rib cage, and test. And if you're wobbly, use your balance aid. If you're feeling great for it, could you get to Lauren's demi points as she warmed up with? As I struggle here a little bit, hold for a second or 2, return through the plie, nice and tall, arms low, and the shake. So 1, 2, and 3 repetitions, jeté, arm coordination today as well.
Straight legs on both legs.
Okay, just because you said so. So arm front, jeté front, close arm side. Jeté side, close arm front. To the back, straight legs, and then side for en croix. Now 2 to the front, 2, 1. And now 2 to the side, 1 more. Then to the front, find the straight leg back, and 2 to the side. Arm overhead, quick and quick. 1 more. Now side and side, 1 more. Last 3 to the back, 2, 1. I can hear those brushes, Lauren, sound so good. 1 more time. Find that ankle. That's that coup de pied balance. Maintain the turnout with or without those hands on the bars. Find your demi point rise. Open arm side. Finish in our plie. Nice and tall. And shake. And a little variation of those presses, Lauren. What do you have in mind again?
All right, so we were standing tall the first time. Next, we're gonna come down into a kneeling lunge. So I'd like you to come on down, pick a leg, one's gonna go back, and then we'll switch. Today, we are gonna press with the arm of the back leg. So we'll pull that bell to the rack position and upwards of 3 presses. Noticing that this is a little bit harder than the last one, so if you need to drop a rep, feel free. Still try to use your hinge on this, so nice strong spine as we pull the bell to rack. Squeeze your cheeks, keep it down. Again, both feet are still rooted in the floor. You have that off arm tension and you're still pressing out of that strong core. Return the bell to the floor using your hinge. Make sure it's in a good place. And let's do the same thing on the other side. So get set up. Use your light hinge, hips go back, pull the bell to the rack. Stay square to the front of the room. Again, inhale down, whoa. Up to tall. One more time. Up to tall. Pull the bell down. Park it. And come on back up to your bar.
And we're back up with just that little bit of a shake as well. We're back to the bar because Lauren says so. From here though, let's work on a fondue exercise. Our arm will stay at the side this time. So prepare the arm through that first position out at the side. Pull up to the coup de pied. We've been there a couple times today. Knees bend together, and then straight together. Knees bend together, and straight to the side together. Now find the back coup de pied on the standing leg, and then stretch as well. Repeat en quad to the back, and stretch. Let's just repeat that one more time to the front again. Full stretch.
Inseam is still up on that front leg.
Awesome cues.
As you do that.
You can never hear that enough. And then one more time, straighten the knees, because I know Lauren's gonna say that next. Full stretch. It's one more time though, knees bend.
One more time, after
Knees
one more
stretch.
time.
Knees bend and stretch together. Bend together and stretch. Last time, I promise, knee side. Then pull, the knee comes high. We find that coup de pied position down low if that's for you, or this passe position at the knee. And for our first set, flat foot, just a couple extra seconds there. Knee side, hips and eyes forward. Maybe look at the hand as you reach out, a plie, and then our full stretch with our shake. So it's 3 quick rounds of our fondue exercise. Keep in mind, always through that coup de pied or the ankle position, and always knees bending and straightening together.
And we're trying to stretch to about that 45 degrees off the floor. So it doesn't have to be super high. Save that for later.
Nice. Like bat maul maybe later, you're right. So the knees bend, create a diamond, and point energy through the toes. Knees bend, and full stretch. Behind, full stretch to the back, to the side. That's round 1. Let's repeat 2 more. Knees bend and straight. Knees bend, full stretch. Energize the toes, straighten the knees. The back is always the hardest for me, and the side. Last one, coup de pied and stretch. Coup de pied, knees bend and stretch. Reach, maintain that turnout as Lauren said. This is our last time to the side, full stretch. Then lift the knee, come into that passe position at the knee. And again, we're energizing through the toes. They're pointing down, the knees pointing side, the hips are forward, ribs over those hips. Then open the arm and just finish with an additional plie there, nice and tall with our wiggle. Okay.
All right, so we did a single kneeling lunge. Now we have 2 knees. We're gonna do a double kneeling lunge, which just means a kneeling lunge or a kneeling position. So come on down to a tall kneel. Personally, I have my back toes tucked and those hips are extended, which means our hips are underneath our shoulders, are stacked right over top of our knees. So we have this nice straight line. Try to keep that position and avoid letting your hips pop behind you. We will pop our hips behind us to use our hinge to get it to the rack. Hip hinge, pull to rack. Once here, up to 3 presses again. Now we've taken away the feet. So let's still squeeze the butt cheeks and brace the core as we press off a slightly, maybe even less stable, you might consider it, base. Here we go, same thing other side. Hinge grip and driving through that pinky as you press overhead. It'll help get that tricep and keep the bell from rotating around. Place that down, stand up, give it a little shake.
Awesome. And we're back to the bar. Excellent. Time is flying here. This is a 30-minute workout. We're in that home stretch. Just a couple more sets of the bar and a couple more sets of our presses, I hope, too. Here we are. Something nice and slow, and then we'll go nice and fast. So prepare that arm out to the front and originate or finalize in that second position. Let's do our plie and a stretch. And now very slow, test yourself with a hand on or off of that bar. Reach that leg around as you maintain the plie to the back. And then stretch. Very gently, lift with the buttock out the back.
Straighten your knee.
Straighten your knee and hold for a second. And then tap down. From this position, let's just again, single leg plie and just reverse. So going from the back, navigating that mat there, to the side, to the front. Let's stretch the leg again, and then lift and hold there. Tap down, repeat one last time. A plie on a straight leg on the lateral, reach out to the side. Reach the bent knee towards the back wall.
The bent knee?
Point, yep.
Towards the back.
And then stretch, and then lift that leg. What I mean by that is keep that external rotation in the hip, avoiding the bent knee coming into the middle. So maintain that diamond shape on the bent leg. Full stretch, final hold on the straight leg. Then bring that in towards that passe position with the arms in first as well. And stay on that flat foot. That might be my speed today. What about you? But maybe find Lauren's demi-point rise again here for a second or two. And then return to first, add the plie, and our tall stretch. Nice and slow, but not necessarily easy. So when we're in that position here, the straight leg out front, keep the turnout. It's likely that knee again wants to come in the middle. Fight for the turnout. I know I have to all the time. Arm stays in that side second. We'll plie, reach to the front, make a little bit more room, and then reach that leg. Maintain the turnout on both hips. Full stretch once it's back there, and a very gentle lift with a straight leg, and then tap. Add that plie on a single leg, and then turn back from the back to the side to the front, and a full stretch, and a light leg lift, and down. Return it back into first position. Let's repeat it again. So it's to the front on the plie, maintain the turnout in both hips, arms in either first or that strong second position. Stretch. Lift out the back, hold, tap. One more time, plie, like a key in a lock. Roll from the back to the front. Full stretch. This is our last leg hold for this set out front. And then bring it into that passe position. Build confidence and awareness here. And then maybe again, for those pirouettes, or at least for our pirouettes, trying to balance in passe on demi-point. Then just as Lauren did on cue, stretch out of that and relax.
All right, we have one more press variation today, and we're going to return to the floor where we started in our split position. So come on down however you'd like, and let's end up in our splits with our bell nicely placed in front of us. Again, we'll be taking the bell into that rack position and pressing up out of this. So we've taken about half your body weight away. You still have tension in your legs by yawing those feet towards your knees, pulling your kneecaps up, bracing your core. But just be careful, and you may not get to 3. That's fine, finish on a good rep. 2, the rack position. Butts, abs, and still tension in that low body. Your breath still helps you on that press, so inhale down and tight on the up. Park bell after the 3, place it down. How'd that feel?
Lovely.
Next, other side. Hip hinge-ish. Pull that bell to the rack position and tension. Core brace. Up to help that get overhead. And one last time. And then finish with a controlled pull down and a controlled park. We'll stand up, do another bar, and maybe we'll finish with one more
Yes, I was hoping you'd say that. I want one more set of press in there as well. Add the shakes. Some of our favorite and least favorite, according to our audience as well, exercises include those leg holds. Let's challenge that attitude position in the front and the back, and then a straight leg out to the side second is our last move.
Oh, some internal and external rotation.
Lots of moves there. We'll continue to work from our first position and place your arm wherever you feel fit. Hopefully that could be somewhere strong rather, out to the side. So maintain that turnout and climb through the coup de pied and stay there if that's for you, or passe at the knee. And then let's challenge that attitude position out front where that toe is pointed, trying to reach the midline. You want to get on that demi-point.
No, I'm just making sure I'm not sitting into my back hip.
Nice, that's a good idea. Then come back towards passe. Then out the back, same thing. I think I said arm in the same position. It could be that arabesque arm out front as well. And then return to passe. And the last hold for today, we'll straighten out, energize through those toes, challenge yourself without that bar, then return to passe, return to tall stand, and enjoy a little breath, and perhaps a little bit of jelly. Create a little bit of jelly in those legs as well. Attitude front back, straight leg to the side. Prepare the arm, elbow side. Return to passe. Stay low, if that's for you, at the ankle. And from here, the knee is mostly straight, a little bit of attitude in it, a little bit of a bend, but the toe again is tracking that belly button line. Then through the passe, arm could arabesque as we aim to achieve the same line out the back. The bottom leg is straight though. I know Lauren's about to say straighten your knees. And then arm side, return knee side. Then last one here, extend. As Lauren said there, could you find the toes right beyond that single leg, and then return to passe, return to first with the arm, little plie if you want. And again, something that probably breaks up some of that tension there as well.
All right, let's recap. We pressed from standing. We pressed from a lunge. We pressed from a tall kneel, and we pressed from our squats. I want you to pick one of those positions and revisit it. Which one are you going to pick?
The one you're not.
You pick.
I want to go to the floor.
Okay, so Ian will be sitting in his splits. I'm going to press it to the lunge position. So whichever you choose, tall, kneeling, lunge, or splits. Here we go. One last set of presses. Hip hinge or grip that belt to the rack. And again, let's remember all the techniques. We have butts, we have abs, and we have off-arm tension. As we press, control that last press down, park the bell, give a little whoo-hoo, and then we'll do the same thing on that second side. So setting up over top of that bell, pull it right up to that rack position, find stability, and press for your final 3 presses here. Again, through that pinky, drive all the way to tall, last one, and then park bell. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah.
Come on up and shake it out.
Excellent. As our final move, we like to finish with that rib roll, Lauren. Would you like to share that today?
Oh, sure.
All right.
I'd be happy to.
Excellent.
All right.
Variation then.
I know. I'm going to do today's in space. So find a nice space for you. I do like my feet slightly wider than my hips just to root them. Let's do rule number 1 right now. Hips stay square to the front of your room. Arms across your chest, blades lightly retracted. Next, let's separate our head and our shoulders for 1 rotation. Head will rotate one direction, and then the upper body will follow, but the hips will stay forward. Next, head will turn to center, body will turn back to center. Same thing other side. Head will rotate, body will rotate. Head will come back to center, body will come back to center. We'll add on now. Head, upper body. Next, lift the rib cage away from the belly button and do a light side bend to that back corner. Now use your front side abs to pull your rib cage back up to center. Rotate your head on and body to center. Second side, head rotates, body rotates. Lift the ribs away from the hips, go up and over to the back corner. Use the abs to pull you back up. Head to center, body to center. If we have time, let's do 1 more. Head rotation, body rotation. This time we're going to lift up and we're going to dip out that front corner. Then we're going to keep lifting. We're going to dip out the back corner. We'll bring our ribs back stacked. Head last time to center. Body with your abs to center. 1 more time, other side. Head, rib cage, lift up, front corner, up, back corner, up to center with abs, head to center. Now, and then relax.
That's an amazing and a scary sound all at the same time. With our kettlebells, it's that full body strength. With our pliés and those leg holds, it's the full body stretch and mobility. We enjoy this practice. We hope you do too. So thank you for joining us live on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or thereafter in the archive. This is not quite the end of our week, though. We have Saturday. On Saturday morning, Lauren, what do?
We play with our body weight. So we progress our crawls, warm up. Well, first we warm up, and then we progress our crawls in single leg activities. Fill in the blank there.
Sounds good.
Eventually progressing and working towards our handstands. So join us then. You just need a body and a little bit of space. But until then, check out our Patreon page and visit our website.
You got it.
And like and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah,
but
just a couple few asks. But first and foremost, take care of yourself. And until the next time, Lauren.
Take care. Stay strong.
And we'll train soon. Goodbye. Have a good day.